This is funny. Am I going crazy here? There's no fat. Oh boy, Mark. So there's 0 grams of fat, but I still think you gotta put fat on the label.
Welcome to Price Plow.
What's going on, Price Plow Nation and everyone out there looking for a little bit of information on zero fat protein powders? My name is Mike Roberto and I'm the founder and CEO of Price Plow, which is a tech and media company that covers supplement news, reviews, and interviews. And on our website, we have price comparisons to save you money on things like protein powder. Now, as you saw in the intro, I was reviewing this bad boy right here, the new strawberry ice cream flavor of NutraBio's 100% Whey Protein Isolate. This thing's 83% protein by weight, super clean, but they brought the strawberry flavor strong. Like, I can smell it coming up right here. Love this stuff, but in that video, as you saw, I made a mistake kind of calling out NutraBio, and I was wrong. And so I gotta thank NutraBio for dealing with me, but I gotta thank NutraBio and especially Mark Glazer for contacting me. It was like one of the busiest days of the year. They're getting ready for Black Friday and all that going on. And Mark called me up to explain really quickly some of the differences between supplement facts panels and nutrition facts panels, and why I was wrong. And we were able to thankfully we were able to edit in some of the information before going to publish on YouTube, because once it's up there, it's up there. And so thanks again, Mark, for a little bit of education. Now I'd like to teach everyone else what we learned here. But in general, if you're here looking for a good zero fat protein powder and you don't care about the labeling laws, which is what we're gonna get into here today, then you can click back and go to that review, because this stuff brings it on strong and is still very pure. So huge fan of this. Now, what I realized though, in that video, as you saw, there is no, I was going through the label, I'm like, where is fat? There's no fat listed on this label. I was like, that's not right. Was there a mistake made? And so a lot of people might be thinking, yeah, is there a mistake, or are they hiding something? Is there something more devious going on? And the answer is no. Actually, this is a supplement facts panel, and it turns out that the guidelines state that if you have 0 or something that's rounded down to 0, then it doesn't get shown at all on a supplement facts panel. And that makes sense, because supplements can be, anything from like an iron supplement. You don't need to have protein and calories and carbohydrates and all that stuff listed on something like an iron supplement. So just save space and not have any requirements of that. And that's kind of the guideline. But then you might be like thinking like, wait, but Mike, I swear I've seen 0 grams of fat on a protein powder label. Are you calling everyone else out? Are you saying that those people are breaking the laws? And the answer is no, not necessarily. So protein powder is crazy interesting because, it's kind of a food. Let's be real here. It is a supplement, and that's the whole point. It can be used as a supplement, but it can kind of be marketed as a food too. And because of that, supplement companies can choose to label it as supplement facts or as nutrition facts, which is what you typically see on your foods. And there are pros and cons of doing both of them. NutraBio chose supplement facts, and I will explain why I think they did it. There may be other reasons though, and I also need to disclaim that I am not a lawyer. We're about to get into some FDA regulations and guidelines and all that. I am not a lawyer. Contact me if you need a lawyer, if you're like a brand who's not sure about what to do here, because I know a few very savvy FDA lawyers. I'm not one, but we will be linking to the laws and the guidelines and the regulations that I'm talking about here. So the FDA, what they do is they have in the PDFs, the codified regulations, CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, they have PDFs that are talk about all this and specifically the exact regulations. However, they also have some more easier to digest web pages, and that's what I'm going to read to you right now. So, and one of their guidelines, and these guidelines aren't laws, but these kind of like reference the laws. These guidelines, they talk about the differences between supplement facts and nutrition facts. And in one of these guidelines, it talks about a whole bunch of other stuff, but this guideline has a section about supplement facts panels versus nutrition facts panels. What are the differences? And so there's 5 major points. I'm not going to read them all, but I'm going to read the 2 that are more relevant to us, and I made some space here so we can put it up there. So item B is, you may list the source of a dietary ingredient in the supplement facts panel for dietary supplements. You cannot list the source of a dietary ingredient in the nutrition facts panel for foods. And that's why I think NutraBio is doing this. But then there's part E. You are not permitted to list 0 amounts of nutrients in the supplement facts panel for dietary supplements. You are required to list 0 amounts of nutrients in the nutrition facts panel. So, and then they cite all the specific laws in those 5 bullet points that we'll have links to and everything. So when I said, yeah, you probably have seen a 0 gram carb or 0 gram fat protein powder out there before. And if you start looking at these powders, I have a bunch of proteins here that I've reviewed recently. You see different companies do it differently. These guys here, nutrition facts. These guys here, supplement facts. This one here, supplement facts. And it turns out most of the powders that I have in the house right here are actually using nutrition facts over supplement facts. The benefit of that is that you can show those zeros up there, make it look like a food more where you have 0 grams of fat or 0 grams of carbs and kind of disclose it more. So I think it would leave a little bit less question to the consumer, because anyone who's scouring over the labels but doesn't know these laws may have kind of stumbled on the same thing, like what happened here? But there's benefits to using the supplement facts panel as well. And that's where you go back to that first point of those 5 points I had. It's actually item B, where I'm saying you may list the source of your dietary ingredients. Now this is the part where I cannot speak for NutraBio, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the major reasons. There may be others. So NutraBio, as we know, outside of their third-party lab testing, outside of the refusal to use fake colors, no excipients, no fillers, no none of that, they went towards full label disclosure. And full label disclosure means showing the source of your product. So if you look at the protein, you actually see it. The protein powder, the source of our protein, is right here in the supplement facts panel. Look at other protein powders and you will see it in either in the ingredients area or the other ingredients area. And to me, this makes sense, because if you're a company like NutraBio and you need to disclose where everything is coming from exactly to a T, in parentheses, then you want to use supplement facts panel. So as an example, and the FDA uses this as an example, if you have a calcium supplement and it says calcium as calcium carbonate, that's what you do on a supplement facts panel, but you can't do on a nutrition facts panel. You can't state the source. So in parentheses, we have the source. Well, guess what we have here? In the supplement facts panel of this product, we have 28.74 grams of whey protein isolate. As a supplement fact panel, we can list the exact dose right there. And then that 28.74 grams of WPI-90 yielding 25 grams of complete protein, in other parentheses, CFM crossflow micro and ultra filtered cold processed instantized with sunflower lecithin. So I believe that if you're gonna go full label disclosure like NutraBio has, and that is one thing that they will not change on. They will take the negatives of maybe not being able to list fat on a super clean protein powder versus the positives of telling you exactly what you're getting here, exactly how many natural flavors, exactly how much xanthan gum, exactly how much sucralose, all that stuff. And it's a low number, which is good. Then you have to use the supplement facts panel. And so that's one of the major differences between the supplement facts and the nutrition facts. There's also some interesting stuff if you're going to make structure function claims, which are basically claims that this product can change the structure or the function of your body, and like making claim like protein can help build muscle. That's changing the structure of your muscle in a way, building it. Then with the supplement facts panels, you do have to put these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. And I might as well finish reading it. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So that's a supplement facts panel, but then you're allowed to make certain claims such as supports muscle repair and growth, structure function claim, and NutraBio. So there's lawyers that specialize in this. Now with something like a protein powder, we're way in the weeds. As you know, like I like to get way in the weeds. I like to go and look at these laws, and it's interesting to me to see some of this stuff. But I don't think the FDA really cares about some of this stuff. They're not doing, NutraBio is obviously not doing any amino acid spiking. We'll have a link to that if you're interested in some of the scams that happen with protein powders. But this is kind of small stuff in terms of some of the bigger problems that, like amino acid spiking, that the FDA has to deal with. But when you're a company like NutraBio and you're growing like crazy and you're doing as well as they are doing, you don't want to mess around. You lawyer up and you figure out exactly what to put. And if you want to put a basic kind of like a claim that it supports muscle repair and growth, which I, of course, obviously fully believe in, and there's tons of studies showing it, well, then you do have to put that and that disclaimer here. And that's for supplement facts panels. So there's a lot of benefits to using a supplement facts panel, but the one drawback was that, hey, when you have such a clean protein that you have a 0 gram fat protein, you can't put it on the supplement facts panel. So brands have to kind of choose. And so we have a blog post where I talk about this, and we have a couple other differences that go a little bit even further. If you're on a supplement facts panel, what things do I need to list versus what things can be cut off if, not shown at all, if it's a 0 gram kind of thing or a 0% RDA. And there is a list that we have on the blog that the FDA has cites, but basically the things that don't need to be listed if there are none are total calories, calories from fat, total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, sodium, total carbohydrate, dietary fiber, sugars, protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. So on a supplement facts panel, if you have 0 or something that would round down to 0, those don't need to be shown. On a nutrition facts panel, there's a good chance they do. I don't want to totally state that, but I think they all need to be shown on a nutrition facts panel in terms of food. And so those are some of the differences. Once again, I got to thank Mark Glazer and NutraBio. But Mark, thanks again for putting up with me and contacting me back so fast, telling me, hey, no, this is a supplement facts panel. Once again, NutraBio shows the full label disclosure and they back it up, and the laws kind of back them up as well. So thanks again, Mark. If you need to check out a good zero-fat protein, then I gotta recommend 100% Whey Protein Isolate by NutraBio, the new flavors. Sign up for our alerts on priceplow.com/NutraBio because the new flavors are coming, and the strawberry one was the first one out the door, and it came in strong. So give them a chance if you're looking for something that has third-party lab testing and a huge list of no fillers, no protein spiking, no proprietary blends, yada, 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 yada. They do it clean and it tasted amazing. So there we have it. Thanks again to everyone else. Subscribe to the channel. We're not always going to talk about laws. Once in a while, it's pretty cool to do it. Thanks.
Welcome to PricePlow.